Here's another game-changing idea for cowboy butter. I'm using it for chicken wings. This is going to be good. Here I'm starting off with about 3 to 3.5 pounds of drumettes and flats of the chicken wing. They are already separated and I've rinsed them in cold water. I'm also going to add yellow mustard. And I like to just add this until the wings are lightly coated. Maybe like a 1/3 cup will work for this amount. Next up, I'm using a salt-free lemon pepper, and I'm just going to eyeball a lot of this. I will put an ingredient list and a good starting measurement for this. Here I'm adding Louisiana hot sauce. Again, just add things to your heart's content. Around 2 tablespoons works. Here I will be adding jugo de Maggi. This is a seasoning sauce, and it's much like soy sauce, so if you have that, you could use that. I'm also adding some garlic powder, probably around a tablespoon, 2 teaspoons to a tablespoon, the same amount for onion powder. And I'm also adding some seasoned salt blend. You could use what you prefer. And now just give it a good mix, combine, and coat all of these wings. So I'm going to leave them in this baking dish, cover with cling film, and I'm going to marinate these for about 4 to 6 hours overnight for best results. Okay, so these marinated in the fridge, and I took them out 45 minutes ago and set them on the counter. I didn't want them super cold going into the fryer. So in a bag, I'm going to add a cup of all-purpose flour, and just a pinch of salt can go in. And now I'm going to dredge a small batch of the wings, and just add several into the bag and give it a good shake to lightly coat them. And after coating with the flour, you can add them directly into preheated fry oil. But here, if you don't want a heavy coating of flour, you can shake it right back into the bag and it'll give it a light coating of the flour. Either way, it all works. Use the method that you prefer. And these are ready to fry. So in a pan with preheated cooking oil, you'll want to start frying your wings. And a good temperature to preheat your fry oil would be around 300, somewhere between 350 and 360 degrees Fahrenheit. And I'm going to cook these for about 8 to 10 minutes. It also depends the temperature of the chicken. If you have these coming right out of the fridge, you coat them and fry them, the cook time will vary because the meat is going in really cold, and these are bone-in chicken wings. You'll want to be sure to not skip that step and set your chicken wings, your marinated chicken wings, on the counter for about 30 minutes or so to take the chill off. It really does make a difference when you are frying meat. So these have been frying for about 10 minutes, and I'm going to remove them from the fry oil. Then I will place them on a baking sheet lined with paper towels. You could also put them like on a rack to let any of that residual cooking oil run off or soak into the paper towels. And then I'm just going to repeat the process for the rest of the wings. I will be frying these in batches. Here, all of my wings are fried and done. I want to show you a comparison. This one has a thick coating of flour, and this is the one where I shook off all of that residual flour. So you can tell the difference on the coating. So for the cowboy butter, I'm working with 1 stick of unsalted butter. That's about 113 grams. Here I have fresh parsley. Instead of fresh chives, I'll be using the dried chives. It's what I have. 1 large clove of garlic that I grated, and the zest of 1 large lemon. I will be using the juice of 1 lemon, and here I will be using Dijon mustard. And I like tahini because I love a lemony, tangy wing, so I'm going with tahini. You could use cayenne pepper or crushed red pepper flakes. Here in a preheated pan over a low heat, I'm going to melt this stick of butter. So if you haven't noticed, the combination of this cowboy butter and how I seasoned it when I marinated it, it's going to give you like this lemon pepper type wing, but it's even better. So now I'm adding my zest and my grated garlic clove. Here I'm shaking in some chives and the juice of that 1 large lemon going in. I'm also going to add Dijon mustard and the tahini. A lot of the ratios are to your preference, and the parsley. Give this a mix, and you see how it's simmering? So I'm just going to lower the heat and let it gently simmer for a minute, and then I'm just going to shut off the heat. Once it's done, I'm going to add it to a bowl. And you'll notice it does kind of separate, so all I'm going to do is just whisk and mix in the bowl to bring it back to life. So here are my plate of wings. You can dunk them. I'm just going to drizzle some of this cowboy butter all on top. You could also add it into a large bowl and give it a shake. It really is up to you. And after I add all of this cowboy butter, I'm going to sprinkle it with Parmesan cheese and fresh parsley. And these are ready. I'm going to take a bite so you can see how tender and juicy the meat is. So I hope you give this recipe a try. I hope you like it, and thanks for watching.